Welcome to this second part of my series introducing Star Citizen, the Civics test. If you haven't checked out part 1, then I'd suggest you do. It goes through some of the basics of the world and shows some of the playable side of the game. For everyone else, at the end of last episode, we started to look at some of the combat in Arena Commander, namely the PvE element or Vandal Swarm. So now let's look at the PvP, aka Battle Royale. So here we are in Arena Commander again.
Proximity alert. Front.
So every enemy you see here is a real player playing in the same area with me. This is on the Dying Star map, has that cool dying star in the background, hence the name, that's right. So I've just spawned. I'm proceeding towards this cluster of people. You'll see those blue circles appearing in the background. That is the edge of the available space. If you go past that, it auto-kills you. Basically, that's the edge of the field of play. I'm not going to lie to you here. This first example is an example of how not to play this game. As you can see, I'm frantically trying to get that square onto the enemy so that it tracks that target properly. But this is a lesson in awareness. Just because you're doing one thing and tracking the target properly doesn't mean that the rock won't hit you. That's right, space rocks are solid objects, more solid than vehicles. Keep aware that there are a large number of them in these maps.
Scan initiated.
So now we're on the Broken Moon map. You can see the player I'm tracking in the top right corner is Grimster. He has a Avenger ship. Those red circles you see, they are missile locks. So I've locked some missiles on, I've not fired any yet, and I've just released them now. You can see them arcing towards the target. That one fails to hit, but it's often a good idea to fire a cursory missile off, because it gives your target something else to think about. When I have a missile lock coming in, I get a warning in the middle of my screen where it says kind of flame icon at the middle of my HUD, just to the right hand side. That is the kind of countermeasure I have active. I release another missile. He flares and it misses again. He's now fleeing towards his pack of enemies. I damage him from a long distance and finally make that kill. Good stuff. But as is so often the case in Arena Commander, it's so easy to get caught up chasing someone and shooting someone that you take damage from other angles and basically don't notice it. So now my ship is actually not doing so great. There's a warning on screen that says that the shields are critical. So when that happens, I tend to run for these rocks. The rocks that were once incredibly annoying are now used as cover to give my shields time to recover. And I'm just going to glide around these rocks, kind of high up, hoping that nobody spots me. Basically padding for time. I use what is effectively a brake, which is normally bound to the space key just to slow myself down. And as soon as I'm feeling more like I want to get back into the battle, you can then just release that space key and it'll boost you straight back up to the speed that you were going before. Select a new target. The C key is normally bound to the closest enemy target.
Contact. Scan initiated. Contact.
You can see that my target himself has actually released some missiles.
Contact.
I'm now fighting with him. He's obviously had some missiles locked on him as well. He flares. I'm doing some damage, doing alright.
Contact. Scan initiated.
But it's difficult. There's a large number of people in this area, and you're passing in front of them, they're passing in front of you. That square around that target means that that's the one that you're currently tracking. But you don't really have an awareness of how many other people are tracking you too. So you're juggling all these different things. Also on the left-hand side of the screen, that kind of vertical bar, occasionally you'll see next to some of the weapons a kind of red horizontal bar that is how much heat is building up in them. Some weapons generate more heat than others, so you can't just keep spamming them for long periods of time. But what we've seen now is that if you look at the lower portion of the screen, there's now visibly some gas or stuff leaking out of my ship. Yeah, this ship is not in a good way. There is a variable damage model. Sometimes your guns will be broken and you can't fire, or I've had my main engine go out and it just be the maneuvering thrusters. So you've got to be aware of what's going on, and eventually I get taken down. On the death screen you can see the ship that killed you. In this case it was a Hornet, and the type of gun that killed you as well. In that case it was a ballistic cannon. And of course, if you see a gun kill you a number of times, you're probably thinking, I'd like one of those for myself. Well, in the next section, we're going to look at quite what there is to do after you've played a few rounds of Arena Commander. So, by playing those public matches, you earn REC, R-E-C. And to know what that is, and to explain it, we need to come back to the actual Star Citizen website, which is here. We're logged in as me, as you can see. If I press that button, there I am. And you can see that there is a variety of currencies there. Store credits in US dollars is exactly as it sounds. That is the amount of money I have in credit with the store. There's UEC, which is going to be the final game currency, I believe. So that is the United something currency. Right? And basically, REC is the final one there. That's what you earn for playing those Arena Commander matches. And REC allows you to, in effect, rent equipment to use in that sim. If we go up to the store and then electronic access, you'll see REC electronic access, and all the prices here are in REC. This isn't real money at all. This is from you killing those aliens or shooting down players. You earn REC that if you wanted to upgrade the weapons on your Aurora or on your Mustang or anything like that, then you can come in here. There's all different levels. You have to make sure you buy the right size that will fit on your ship. Missiles and repeaters, and there you go. Maybe we want the Rattler 2, 1800 REC. And it's a missile, so you have to have a missile pod. It explains what it is, how much it costs, the size rating, that's very important, making sure it fits to your ship. And here's the point. This product is time-limited ROM that will last 7 periods of 24 hours. So you rent it for 7 instances of 24 hours. And then once that period runs out, you can actually re-rent it again, I believe for 80% of the original cost. So it doesn't cost you that every time, you can get it a bit cheaper the next time. So although there is no sort of massive universe to play in at the moment, there is this side game, this simulation within a game, if you like, that you can earn REC. Have a look at these other ships. I'll say one of the more popular ships that you see people using a lot are these Hornets. 11,000 REC, but that is a cool looking thing. I believe it takes size 3 weapons, which are the big ones, and you can see the kind of description. Civilian close support. The freight units doesn't really matter at the moment because this is just dogfighting and killing stuff. Remember when I said there were all different kinds of Mustang? Well, they are all here to rent with REC. There is the default one, different variants up to the Delta that I have. The Mustang Gamma is the racing one. You can see that the paint job is infinitely more snazzy than the drab green on mine. So if you wanted to go racing with that, you know, go on, play, earn your 5,500 rec, and then you can rent it. When I was playing against other players, even though I wasn't doing very well or winning, I was getting around about 800 rec for 20 minutes game, something like that. So things aren't too bad in terms of earning that currency to come back here, upgrade your stuff, try out different ships and so on. One thing I would point out is that when you rent a ship, it does not go into your hangar. You can't walk around it like it's yours. It'll go into the Arena Commander module, and something else that we'll look at later in the video. So here we are back in the hangar again. So far we've just looked at that simulation pod. If we have a look at the table in front of it, you can see I can use that as well. And this is the, I'll admit, utterly terrible interface to change weapons and stuff around on your ships. So that Mustang that we looked at, if you change over to weapons, you can see there's all different things that you can change. It'll tell you what the slots are, and you can drag guns off some areas to go on others. If you rented some guns to go on the front, they would appear here, and you'd be able to set them up over there. It's not great to use, this bit. But what we've been looking at so far is the sort of simulation side, the game side, the Arena Commander. What you also have in these hangars, all hangars have these, that's right, there are multiple hangars as well. This back room, and then this lift, or elevator if you want. Here, if you use this, you have two options. And first I'm going to show you ArcCore. So you just press that, or type in C47, and hit launch. Okay, welcome to ArcCore, and as you've probably already spotted, this is an online part of the game. Everyone looks quite familiar. But think of this a bit like the hub area for, is it Destiny? Imagine you've just flown in, little pop-up texture thing, you've flown in, you landed your ship outside there, you come in here, and there's like a sort of customs bit. There you go, security screening notice. You walk through here, you tell your dude here that you're obviously not carrying anything illegal. They scan your ship, which is actually not the same as the ship that's outside, but let's ignore that. And then once everything's fine, they let you into ArcCore itself. So welcome to ArcCore. So yeah, so a player hub with all different facilities. For looking at frame rates, that's about 28, 29. I find this area particularly bad. In fact, all of ArcCore's not great. This is a sort of medical shop where there's nothing really going on. You can't buy or do anything here. You can imagine what it might be like in a finished game. Let's go back outside. That's dropped about 25 frames a second there. And there are other shops and things around. There's, what's that, trade development? So maybe that's where you get jobs, or, you know, find out what work is around. G-Lock is like a bar area. Let's just go in here. There's my buddy, Tim, let's say. They have said that racing highlights may even be shown on like screens around different parts of the universe as well. So if you're just lost your ship, or if you're celebrating a great win, maybe this is the kind of place that you'll visit. Let's keep running along here. Kasaba Outlet. I believe that is clothing, so if you want to buy different clothes to wear around the game, that's where you do that. Astro Armada. I believe that is where you can actually buy ships and things. But it's got, obviously, like a... Oh, hello. Cutting it close. It's got a Blade Runner kind of feel to the whole design. It looks really cool though, no doubting. But I guess this is more of an indication of what they would like for that kind of player hub. And what they've also added, let's just have a run around and I'll show you some other areas. There's nothing actually to buy or anything. But if you go kind of behind the buildings, there's sort of shady areas. Sort of little corners, and let's just go through here. Like, if you're meeting a trader through a doorway that looks like it's been forced open, say you met up with someone to trade goods here, maybe they are not the legitimate business people that the shops out the front are, let's say. Let's go around this corner. A sort of observation area, it looks like. Bearing. I believe they make some of the guns in the lore of the game. Some of the weapons that you can rent have bearing on the side. Bearing applied technology. This is running about 60 frames here, so it's pretty good at this point. Down to about 20, 30, 34, 35, looking in that direction. These graphics are set on very high at the moment, just to show you how things are looking. There is also, down here, quite a cool little indicator. Yes, that's right. Buggies. Oh, I've just sat in the passenger seat, haven't I? Okay, let's get out of the buggy. Let's actually get in the driver's side, shall we? See, that's the Britishness in me. So there are these electronic buggies that you can drive around. And as I'll show you later on, you can even get one of these buggies for your home hangar as well, should you want to. There you go. Now, obviously I don't need a buggy because I don't have that large an area, but... Oh, hello, look, there's some other dude. But clearly, I do want a buggy. Oh, hello. Calm down, sir. Okay, let's get out of here before things get a little bit GTA 5. Oh, hello, graphical bugs galore. Right, let's carry on. There are a number of areas, like you can get onto that walkway from going behind other areas, so there's lots of nooks and crannies for illegitimate business to take place. Let's, just before we leave, have a look here. This is the Astro Armada. So this is where you may buy or sell ships, I guess. Maybe more like buy. That there is the M50 racing ship. That is one of the ships that you can rent with rec. The engines look weird. But yeah, I've seen them around. They make amazing noises. They kind of sound like a Formula 1 car. Or, well, what a Formula 1 car used to sound like. Lovely gloves, mate. Very, very nice. So yeah, this is all online. And one of the reasons, as far as I know, that things online aren't running so great is server performance. So that was about 20 frames a second coming across that bridge there, which is not terrific. but I believe that's locked to the server at the moment, and the servers are basically set up with not very much optimization. So the servers themselves aren't set up to be particularly efficient in the way that they're dealing with data. They're passing too much data around effectively than they need to be, because the systems are, you know, more in a getting them working rather than getting them fast kind of part of development. So the performance at the moment isn't great. That isn't to say that in the future it would be all brilliant and stuff. It just means that at the moment it's sort of unfair to judge, I would say. So let's just use this elevator and exit. And again, full disclosure, I couldn't get it working. I couldn't leave that area properly. So the interface that you get on that elevator is these two options here. ArcCore was the one that we just saw. So let's now show you Port Olisar Crusader. So welcome to Port Olisar. You wake up in one of these rooms, like you've been asleep or travelling, or I don't know. Maybe it's meant to be like a pod that you arrive on. Not totally sure. But let's walk outside. And let's walk down here. This is sort of multi-level part. You can hear there's some fuss and stuff going on. Here's some noises and things, people running around. This is online as well. And the reason for the fuss is because Port Olisar is a space station. That's right. We have arrived at a floating station around a moon of Crusader. And where before we looked at Arena Commander as being like a simulation, this is the Star Citizen first go at a sort of long-term open universe. You can see there's a ship just landing over there. That is another player. There is no AI in this region. So why don't we go and join them outside? I should say that this part, for me at least, is incredibly buggy. It's more of a imagine what it could be like if it was all up and working. Let's see if these screen words work. Oh, they do. Excellent. You know what? Let's take that Aurora again. What you do is you just hit request ship.
Your ship is currently being delivered to the launch platform.
Excellent. So our ship is at landing pad A02. Press F again to leave. And you go, right, landing pads 1 to 4 are this way. Outside here. Landing pads 1 to 4. Thank you very much. Oh, he's about... Look, do you hate it when people close the door on you? This is an airlock. So obviously this is contained area here. Outside is depressurized space. And I, like this bloke here, want to get out. So we walk through. He cycles it with a button. It depressurizes. And then we leave. I think it was 4, wasn't it? So let's go out here. Oh, hello. Oh, was it? Oh, was it over here? I was just following that bloke there. I presumed he knew which way he was going. It was O2, wasn't it? Oh gosh, you're right. Okay, let's all forget that happened. So, welcome to space. We are outside. We have magnetic boots so that we don't drift away. If I go third person, you can see we are really here. Here is that ship that we had in Arena Commander, except now it's in the online universe. This is not a full universe. Ooh, hello. That frame rate just dropped to about 19 frames there. This isn't a full universe, it's a sort of pocket of it, but there are multiple places to go, multiple things to do. But as this is Star Citizen, all this stuff still happens. You still have to open things. Ooh, hello, what's that shit behind us? Ooh, hello. It's a big old ship. Looks like it's almost hit the wall. Ooh, hello. You see those little jets, maneuvering jets on the side? For controlling the attitude of the... Uh-oh. Come on, mate, you can do it. Unfortunately, when the server slows down, it can make people look really foolish flying ships. They may look like I have no idea what they're doing. Probably find that guy's really great in Arena Commander. But here, with the lag of dealing with the server, and I think the server for this might be in America as well, so you have latency to deal with as well. But anyway, let's get on board. Let me just duck, because sometimes this part can be a little bit buggy as well, trying to get into the seat. Oh no, we're okay. I'm going to sit down, turn the ship on. Ship boots up.
Enjoy the ride.
I'm just going to try and get up as soon as I can. There we go. Seems okay currently, actually. It's just... You can see the speed on the left-hand side of the HUD. We're only up to 50 meters a second, but that's okay. How far away from the space station now? A little bit far. And here's the moon that it's orbiting. Or is it stationary? You know what, I'm not sure of the lore on that. But there you go. There is Port Olisar. Let me just bring this to hot. Oh, 15 frames, 4 frames, 12 frames. If something like somebody crashes into the space station, that can cause large amounts of slowdown. Okay, more transparency. It crashed again. So I restarted again, but this time, here is one of the alien ships. Somebody has one of the alien ships, which is kind of awesome. Oh, look, there he is. At the moment, there is no concept of ownership for these ships. So once they spawn, you can just get in them. So although that guy is getting in, and it's all cool, there's no guarantee that that is the actual dude who owns that ship. It may well be. Oh, okay. Please don't crush me. There you go. There's one of the alien ships. So this time, I'm going to try and hop to somewhere a bit more normal. Normally a little bit quieter as well. There's no doubt you are experiencing that this is not the most stable thing in the world. Let's go to Kovalik's shipping hub.
Quantum drive is now on. Drive is now off.
Radar contact. Stand by. Scanning.
I don't know if that dude's in trouble. No, he's not. He's moving. He hasn't shot me on sight, so let's presume he's friendly. Let's put the scanners on. Yep, that's that dude next to us. Chop wing, here's another one. So it looks like everyone has the same ship. suggesting that maybe people
This Covilex shipping hub
are
is
new to the
currently
game.
closed to the public. We apologize for the inconvenience.
So this is a small mission that's currently on this testing version of the universe. This is a abandoned...
Warning. You are trespassing on Covilex private property.
That then didn't slow down as I thought it might. Let's just do that. Guide it to a halt here. So basically what's happened here is there has been a incident. Let's just stop that there. And what's happened is there's been an explosion. You can just see on the front of the station there. There's been an explosion. And if I checked the journal entries, this is essentially a job where the wife of somebody who worked here says that there's, I believe it's like a legal problem, and they're blaming her husband for the issues here. So as you can see, lovely shadows cast onto the thing here. There's our lovely little Aurora. And here is a slightly sorry looking space station. And because it's broken, all the gravity's off.
This station is currently off limits. Please vacate the area.
As you can see, that they're not too happy that we're here. There you go, there's...
Hey Darnell, it's Racine over at Corporate Ops. Give me a shout back when you clock in. Just wanted to follow up a bit on the distro issue. Talk to you in a bit. Bye. Darnell, Racine again. Still need to sync up about the power distribution problem. Where are you, man? Getting tired of waiting, Darnell. Call me.
Hey, Race, it's Darnell.
Where the hell have you been? Your shift started 3 hours ago.
I know. Sorry. I did a breakdown of the current power flow for the station, and it's looking like I'll need to run a stress test on the whole system to see where the runoff is.
Okay. Hey, just be careful.
Will do. I'll keep a close eye on it.
Sounds good. You sure you're okay? You sound terrible.
Yeah. It was Scott's birthday last night, so we were all up a little later than we should have been.
Alright. Let me know when you're finished running the test.
Will do.
So as you can tell from that, these are journal recordings. Darnell is the person in question. It's Darnell's wife who actually gets you to come out here and investigate. I'm not going to complete the whole thing. You basically run around and pick up a few of these journals and figure out what went on and then report the information back. I've just realised that I'm upside down, aren't I? Although upside down doesn't really have a lot of applications here. Oh look, there's another one of those recordings. So this gives you an idea of the kind of thing that you might be asked to do in terms of missions for the full universe. It's really quite cool. You can imagine this being quite scary as well. All these things just to bump into and so on. Oh look, there's another journal.
This station is currently off limits. Please vacate the area.
I don't think this is where we came in, is it? Can't even remember now. Oh, hello. Bunk. believe I have a light with this, and I'm going to be completely honest and say that I can't remember where it is. Anyway, it looks a lot more atmospheric with just these. But so cool is the kind of localized physics in this game. I believe one player, there is a noodle vending machine in this station, and they spent the time to push it out into space, into the back of their large ship, and then fly it back to that starting space station. So these local physics grids, as I believe they're known, because clearly there's a gravity system for normal space stations. There's a gravity system when you're outside like this. And then once you get on board your own ship, that has local gravity as well. So items transferred between that have to sort of understand what's going on. Has that ship drifted? Did I thought I got out the other side. You know what, I can't remember. I got a feeling this ship has drifted slightly. Maybe it wasn't full stopped when I had gotten out. Oh hello, there's another ship over there. Which means there's probably someone else inside that space station. In actual fact, let me just go and have a look at this guy's ship. He may shoot me. In actual fact, our gravity boots are about to grab hold of this floor as well. Or are they? Do they not? Oh no, they don't when it's not working. When the gravity is not working. That's cool. Didn't know that. This is the Aurora LN model that I was talking about. A lot of people go for this as their starter ship. Let me just try and right myself again. They go for it because they have those extra weapons. You'll see there's the two weapons at the front. At the lower side, there's two extra weapons at the top of this sort of wing area. There's that. Oh, hello. There he is. Let's see if we can get inside this guy's ship. Oh, he's got his gun out. That's probably not a good sign. Anyway, before he shoots me dead, there's this rocket pod on the top. And then also, you see that sort of green hump at the top there? That is a better engine. And as far as I know, the last time I checked, this was the same price as that standard Aurora that I have there. So if you are buying now, that's the one I'd go for. I don't know if this guy's... Oh. It looks like this guy, that guy's despawned. That maybe means that the server's about to crash, I don't know. But as there's no means of ownership in the game currently, I'm just gonna jack his ship, I think. Let's see if we can get this thing going. Because it looked like... Oh, hello. Let's see if I can move. There we go. When someone disconnects like that, it may be that the server's glitching. Either way, we are about to steal this man's ship. If he's still in game, he's about to watch me drive off.
Radar contact. Stand by. Scanning. Shields max.
System critical.
Radar contact. Landing gear raised.
There's no sound. Why is there no sound? Well, the ship works. Is that guy still on the landing pad? Oh, he is. Or is that something else? Oh no, he's I think he glitched and crashed out. He's in that sort of default pose. This gives me a good opportunity to show you this Aurora LN. I feel guilty for taking this guy's ship now. Let's just get out of here before he comes back to examine. Oh, maybe that is him coming back.
Quantum drive is now on.
Vision alert. Starboard. Stand by. Forward. Shields max.
I think that was our friend who despawned.
Quantum drive is now off.
Stand by. Forward shields. Shields max.
Right, what we're going to do is we're going to jump straight away again.
Quantum drive
Let's
is
jump
now
to a common ray.
on.
It shows you how there is no ownership in the game at the moment. Even people with massive ships can have them stolen straight away.
Radar contact. Stand by. Scanning.
So here we are back at the website, and as you can see with the text on the screen that's just vanished, Star Citizen 2.1 Alpha has in fact been released. So some of those bugs that we just saw in the Universe side and Arena Commander, particularly the interface for changing weapons around, that's changed a lot. Similarly in the Universe, I find that a lot more stable now. It doesn't crash half as much for me. But some other news about what's happening in Star Citizen has come to light, and it touches on whether or not you want to get involved and sign up and actually buy a package. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the store, and I'm going to game packages. I was going to go through all different bits of the store and all the different options and all the different things you could buy right up to the multiple thousands, but what we're going to do is we're going to just sort by price. The package I always recommended was the Aurora LN. For me, it's better than the Mustang packages. The Aurora MR isn't quite as good, in my opinion, and the Aurora LN offers you weapons attached to the top of the, effectively, wings, that missile array, and a better engine as well. It's slightly the militia version, but if you look, it's the same price. But the reason why you might want to consider buying a package at the moment, if you go to the game packages, which is what this is, you can see what it contains. It contains the Self-Land Hangar, the Digital Star Citizen Manual, starting money of 1000 UEC, but as we discussed, if you use my referral code you'll get 5000 instead. The Squadron 42 digital download, now that's important, 3 months insurance, and the Star Citizen digital download. So what's the difference here? Well, the Self-Land Hangar is what we looked at in the very first video. The Digital Star Citizen Manual, exactly as you would imagine. The money, again as you would imagine, but here we go, Squadron 42 digital download. That is because Star Citizen will be 2 games. It'll be the single player, which is what Squadron 42 is, and it'll be the big universe, the sort of universe that we looked at, but obviously a lot more develops and a lot bigger and a lot more things to do and a lot more players around and all those different things. So that's what Star Citizen will be. I believe at the end of this month, so that's the end of January 2016, Squadron 42 and Star Citizen will no longer be sold as a bundle package. Certainly not for this $54 that we're looking at the moment. And what I might just do is I change the currency. I'll change it to euros in case I know people will watch from different parts of the world. It's 49 euros, and for me in Great British Pounds, that is 35 Great British Pounds. If you were then on the fence about whether or not to invest in Star Citizen and to back it, then that may sway your thinking one way or the other. So just to reiterate, they are separating the single player Squadron 42 from the big multiplayer universe Star Citizen at the end of January 2016. That is my understanding, and that's what's been discussed. Keep in mind, this is not like buying a finished game. As you've already seen, the game is in active development. There's things changing all the time, there's improvements, there's things that were stable that are no longer stable, and vice versa. So if you are interested and you do not have a Star Citizen account, that is a Robert Space Industries account, and you are looking to maybe even just sign up for an account which is completely free, then if you use my referral code, which is the code in the middle of the screen, I'll actually include a link in the description as well, then you will get 5,000 in-game credits. I will point out as well that once you have your own account, then if your friends join as well, they can use your referral code that you'll get when you get your account, and then you can get those extra trinkets, and I think I have a fish tank now, which I'm very, very excited about. But as I was saying, this is early access software. There's no guarantee that this will ever become the game that we all really hope it will. Personally speaking, I would only ever put into the game what you can afford to lose. That said, I get a lot of enjoyment out of playing the game. It's not in a finished state, but even when it crashes, as one of my friends said, I just want to get back into it straight away. It loads quite fast, so it's not a huge chore, and things are getting, in my opinion, better all the time. I was intending to do 2 videos on this. It's looking more like it's going to be a third final video that's going to look at the website, different packages, things like that. Maybe a bit of footage from the latest patch, that is 2.1. All the footage so far in this video has been from 2.0, but I hope you will join me next time for that video. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at LCTRGames, and I will see you next time. Take care.